What's up, hungry people? Today, we are transporting our taste buds back to the late 1950s for Passover and are dining with our favorite Jewish housewife and comedian, the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Throughout the show, brisket is used as a bargaining chip to secure better performance times for Midge's husband. While it turns out that Midge has all the talent, the brisket should be touted as the true key to her success. This recipe is based on a popular 1950s recipe for Coca Cola brisket. It's slow cooked for hours, which transforms a normally tough and chewy cut of meat into a delicious, melt-in-your-mouth brisket. Start by heating vegetable oil over medium-high heat until the oil is shimmering. Take a 5 to 6 pound brisket trimmed of fat and season it generously with salt and pepper. Let the brisket sear for about 4 to 5 minutes per side. Make sure to season as you sear and sear the edges as you go. Remove the brisket from the pot and set it aside. Deglaze the pot with a splash of red wine and be sure to scrape up all the brown bits on the bottom of the pot as you stir. As the wine reduces, add onions and sauté until they are tender. Next, add in carrots and celery and stir until the veggies are coated in the red wine reduction. Then toss in roughly chopped cloves of garlic and crystallized ginger. Start building the base of the sauce with fresh cherry tomatoes and canned crushed tomatoes. Next, stir in a 1/4 cup of ketchup. The 1950s are regarded as the golden age of Coca Cola, and using it to flavor savory meals was commonplace. When simmered for hours, the sugary syrup transforms into a rich caramelized flavor, adding depth and richness to an otherwise savory stew. Return the seared brisket to the pot and nestle it amongst the vegetables. Pour another Coke over the meat and season once more with salt and pepper. For a pop of color, toss in a handful of parsley. Cover and cook the brisket in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 150 degrees Celsius, for 3 hours. By a rule of thumb, the brisket needs to cook for 45 minutes per pound. When the timer goes off for the brisket, remove it from the oven. Transfer the brisket to a cutting board. Be sure to keep the vegetables covered while the brisket rests. For the best results, let the brisket rest at room temperature for about 30 minutes. Then use a sharp serrated knife to thinly slice the brisket. Transfer the sliced brisket to the still warm vegetable stew and cover again. Let the brisket soak for another 20 to 30 minutes before serving. Prior to serving, garnish the brisket with fresh parsley and thyme. This 50s-inspired brisket can be served as part of a stew to influence the bookie to give you a better time slot for your stand-up routine, or the slices can be stuck into a bread roll and served as sandwiches while you are on the road to your next gig. Do yourself a favor and check out the marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime. This isn't even a sponsored suggestion, I just truly really love this show. Don't forget to saute up that like button if this recipe made you hungry. Flip that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of the new recipes and foodie adventures that I post every week. As always, you can find this full recipe with step-by-step instructions on thestarvingchefblog.com. And now just a little bit of shameless self-promotion. I do have a small collection of merch if you want to help support this channel, so feel free to grab some foodie garb in the Teespring link in the description. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon.